Hello, white people. Here's an article dated August 10th, 2022 from Business Insider. I think other media outlets have picked it up, and it's a 3-minute read. Passenger accuses American Airlines of Wayccism, saying it barred her from boarding a delayed flight because of the tone of her voice. Come on. So this person said she was barred from the flight because of the tone of her voice. And her name is Kylema Norman, and she's tweeting on Twitter that her flight from LaGuardia Airport, affirmative action, in New York to Grenada, affirmative action, in the Caribbean had been delayed by 3 hours. Well, there's all this affirmative action. What's the issue here? Later, Norman, who's affirmative action, tweeted that the airline had prevented only her and her daughter from getting on the plane because Norman spoke up. Come on. So she spoke up in affirmative action fashion at an affirmative action place, and she got booted. Whew, that must have been affirmative action level 10. Norman told the Post that a staff member told her, "Your tone at 35,000 feet. I don't think I'd be able to trust you. You would be safe in the air with a pilot and other people." Level 10 affirmative action. Norman, whose LinkedIn page indicates she works at the New York City Department of Education, said she'd spoken to a staff member in her teacher voice to express concern about the flight delay. "I didn't curse him, threaten him, stab him, or show him any sort of bodily harm or make a scene," she added. Norman said in another tweet, because you got to keep Twitter updated when you're acting like affirmative action, that she had been denied the option of rebooking her flight or obtaining her luggage. Well, if her luggage took off on the flight she was booted from, then she'd have to wait till it got sent back. In response to one of Norman's tweets, American Airlines said, "Delays can be very upsetting. Please continue to work with the airport team for assistance with any possible rebooking." Possible. The following day, Norman said she'd tried to get in touch with the company, but staffers told her they couldn't help. American Airlines said in a reply to her tweet that it would take some time to review what happened at the gate. Norman posted a video, an honest video, on Twitter of what she said was her conversation with the Port Authority police officers about the situation at the airport. As you know, all videos are honest 150% of the time. This is what an American Air is calling erratic behavior. Now she's saying it's erratic behavior. Before, it was just the tone of her voice. She said in the tweet, "Please watch. At which point do I look like a threat to anyone's safety? I didn't stab anyone. Jeez." Norman spoke to Insider and confirmed the incident. American Airlines didn't immediately respond to Insider's requests for comment outside of U.S. operating hours. An American Airlines representative told the Post that it took all discrimination claims seriously and was investigating the incident internally. The representative said the airline's customer service team was in contact with Norman to find out more about what happened and apologize. Norman said in a tweet that, more on Twitter, that the trip to Grenada, pull out the Kleenex, was a graduation present from her and her husband to their daughter. "Who knew the gift would be her watching me getting banned from our flight on American Airlines and witnessing the outrage of Wayccism," Norman said. The Post said it obtained emails showing that the passenger refunds department referred Norman to her travel agency for a reimbursement, but the agency referred her back to American Airlines. Well, that last paragraph I 150% think is true. If any of this story is true. So let's look at this picture right up here. So this is the plane. Let's see if we can get a picture of the plane. And it says American on there. It doesn't say American Airlines, but it says American. And so this person is from the Caribbean. And then they're talking about Wayccism. They got the number 3 there, so it's probably a fake story. Oh, and this person's on Twitter, and they got interviewed by Business Insider. Right, because the average person, Business Insider, is just walking around airports looking for the average person who's been wronged by American Airlines. I nearly got booted from a Delta connecting flight in Salt Lake because I wouldn't wear my slave mask, my slave diaper. At that time, they weren't requiring you to wear the masks, that cover your nose and chin. They let me get away with just putting a scarf. And you know what I use for a scarf? I use cheesecloth. made me put it on. Anyway, and I told the guy, what did I tell the guy? I was pissed. Oh, I was so pissed. And I told the guy that wanted to boot me, I said, "You're lucky I can't bring my gun with me." All the color drained from his face and he let me go. Don't piss off small women. We get mean. All right, white people, that's the damage for now. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.